Okay, everyone, so welcome again to Free Music with Spotify. As I was saying before, that Spotify is a free music streaming service, but it is certainly not the only one. There are other options out there, and this is just the one I am most familiar with. Other options include iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, and Pandora. These are all very viable options. And there's no best option. It's just what you're familiar with. You know, if you already use iTunes, if you purchase music on there, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Spotify does have a free version. There is also a paid version. I will be going over, you know, the free aspect of it. It's up to you if you want to subscribe or not. There's no affiliation whatsoever. So how this class is going to work is I'm going to switch over to the Spotify app. Or the application. But before that, the way you register, and I'm going to just hop out of here. Oops. Oops. Just close this. Okay, so the way you register is go to spotify.com. It'll automatically default to the English version of US. And you're just going to click sign up. You can sign up through Facebook, but I would recommend that you just use your email address. And the important aspect of this is you do not need to click share my registration data with Spotify content providers. I know someone had a concern about privacy issues and advertising. You do not need to check this. So do not check this box, but you should be able to just sign up with your email. And once you click sign up, after you fill everything out, you'll get a registration email asking you to confirm if you are the one who registered, and you would just, you know, click that link and sign up through there. Now, after you register, you can, of course, go to your phone's app store. So like on Apple or the Google Play Store, or if you want Spotify on your computer, you would just go and hit download on the web page here. And it's going to ask to install the Spotify installer, and you would just run it. You can have it on both places. It will sync to your account. So you can listen on your phone and listen on the desktop, up to you. Okay. Now let's switch back to my little slideshow here. So of course, with free things, there are limitations. So the limitations of the free version is that it is indeed supported by ads. So you're going to get some advertisements as you're listening to your music. You know, when I was a college student and I couldn't afford it, I just listened to the free version. So it's really up to you. And let's see, other limitations are you can't play specific songs on demand, and you can't download music for offline listening. So that's just a nice option if you are in a dead zone, let's say, or if you know that you won't have internet where you are. With the paid version, you can download it for offline listening. Those are just kind of perks. And of course, there's limited skips. So if you don't like a song, you know, and you want to skip it, it will allow you, you know, maybe once or twice, but then it's going to say, hey, it's time to listen to an ad. So there are limitations, but it's free. So once you kind of understand these concepts, you can pretty much apply them to, you know, any other streaming service in terms of, you know, how do I make a playlist? How do I share songs that I like? How do I look up a song? It's very, very similar once you kind of look at the interface. So it's helpful to kind of take a look at one of them. So let's get started. Yep.
Can you speak to not being able to play specific songs on demand? What does that actually mean?
So typically, if you make a playlist, it'll want to play like in a random order. This is again the free version, right? So if you, let's say you add like 5 songs to a playlist and you want to say, I want to play this first song on my list, it might not let you do that directly. It'll want to go through and pick, you know, through the whole playlist. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Okay, but if you have, yeah, if you have like, so the way I got around it was I made a playlist with one song and I would just play the song, you know, that I wanted to. You know, sometimes you just want that option. Like, I just want this one song, right? So that's how I got around it. But
So
yeah.
how often can you update your playlist?
Oh, as often as you want. We can actually take a look at it right now. So
I don't want to interrupt your flow. I was just, since you mentioned it, I was just wondering.
Oh, updating it is just as simple as, you know, searching for a song and adding it to the playlist. You know, I can make 10
Okay.
playlists, you know, a minute. You know, it's not really, there's no real limitation to that. I mean, I haven't tried adding more than 10 playlists, but let's hop over because it will kind of be very apparent when I do it. So let me switch over. Oops. Oh, I guess I should. Let's go over why I use Spotify, right? So you can certainly listen to music on CDs and radio, but sometimes you just want your own choice of music or you want to explore some other kinds of music. So the great thing is with Spotify or any kind of music streaming application is you can listen to music on the go on your phone, you know, when you're away from the desk, exercising, anywhere, what have you. And there is a large range of music to choose from in terms of genre, in terms of age and countries. I mean, I've found, you know, music I listen to, you know, Chinese music from the 1980s that it's really difficult to find elsewhere unless I want to search it on YouTube, which I don't want to do that if I just want to listen to a song, right? So I can search in different languages, you know, so that's kind of really great. And the music discovery and sharing. So if you like this particular song and you say, okay, I want to create a radio of this song, you know, this is an option that is pretty similar on the other kinds of music sharing applications as well. And it's just making a radio of that particular song. So it'll find music that is similar to that song and to your taste. And you can do it not just one song, but, you know, multiple songs. It'll just kind of have a range and kind of pick and choose depending on what you have input on that playlist. Okay, so let's go to the app. I'm gonna switch over really quickly. Oh, shoot. I forgot Spotify is not installed here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this will be, I'll show you the installation process. How's that? Maybe, hang on just a second. I'll share my screen. Okay. Okay, so you can see it. So right now it's asking me to set it up, and this is what you'll do when you download Spotify for your PC, for your computer. It's just going to ask you to save it somewhere. We're going to save that, and then we'll look for downloads, which it's here already. So we're going to open that up. Not sure why it's not letting me do that. Oh, okay. So, well, it won't take. Okay, it should be pretty quick. Have any of you used any kind of streaming service yet on your phone or desktop, or how do you play music? Maybe that's a good question to ask. And see, there's a.
Are you asking us now, Jenny?
Yeah. Yep. Just
Well, my
about
wife.
3 minutes. Yep.
Okay. My wife uses Pandora,
Okay.
and
How
she
does she
has
like it?
so she uses it with her phone, and she has
Mm-hmm.
an external speaker that she does Bluetooth connection with, so she listens
Mm-hmm.
that way. But I am familiar with the ads that come up, and
Mm-hmm.
you just sometimes you just get into the mood of the music that's being played, and then there's an ad, which you
Right.
know. So um, I don't know if there's a significant difference between the two applications between Pandora and Spotify. Um,
It's been a while. I have actually used Pandora, but this was, I want to say maybe 8 years ago, and a lot could have changed. Um, but I mean, with in regards to the ads, I don't know if Pandora has a paid version. Do you know if that is
I think
something?
they
Because
do, but I'm
sometimes you
not
can.
positive.
Okay.
And
Um,
with the and with Spotify,
hmm.
if you get the paid version, you also have the option of opting out of your personal data being shared.
Yes, you can. I'll show you where to find that. I mean, certain pieces they'll have to collect just to play the music to connect to your account, basic stuff.
Yeah,
But there is a way to turn
yeah,
it off.
it just gets a little bit tiresome every time you want to install an app. You got pages and pages and pages of legalese to. And I can see why people just say, "Yeah, I'll just accept it and not even read it." It's they put a
Right, right.
lot of limitations and requirements on use of applications these days.
They do. And a lot of our laws have not caught up to it yet either, which is why it's so hard. Like as a consumer, how do you protect yourself against large companies like this, right? Unless you don't,
Absolutely,
unless
yeah.
you don't want to use service. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm logging in and I already had an account set up. So, and I started to make a playlist, but this is kind of what it looks like on like a desktop. Um, so let's kind of go over how you would first find a song. Do you have a song that you like that you wanna, or Peter, I can look for one, or if you guys want to let me
No,
know.
what? No, go right ahead.
No.
Pick
So
something.
let's go for, I don't know, Yellow Submarine, right? So I went to the search bar at the top here, and I just searched. Now you can see that it will populate as you search, and you know, this of course, very famous song. So it has popped up as the top result here. But if you want to search for an artist or an album, let me just minimize this. Um, yeah, so if you want to search for an album or an artist or even someone else's playlist, like let's say someone says, I made this playlist on Spotify, you can still search for that. So these are the 4 categories here. And I can go into it. So this is, you're looking at the album. but this is a song in the album. And so you found it, so now what, right? So let's say I want to add it to a playlist, and I can do that by just right-clicking on the song. I'll say song radio, but what I want to do is I want to add it to the playlist. Now, I already have a playlist, and that's called Clinton Community Library Favorites, or I can make a new playlist. So if I want to add it, I just go to an existing playlist, that is, I'll just click, and it'll be here. Now, this is the playlist I already made, and you can see some songs that some of us have that we expressed interest in. So it's right here, right? It will add it to the very bottom, and it'll tell you when you added it in here, and some other bits of information like the artist and the album. If I wanted to remove it, I would right-click and remove from this playlist, okay? And the play button, when you select a song, you can just hit play at the bottom. I'm not sure why it's not highlighted, but that's where you would play it, or you can play it here. See how this little play button pops up when I hover over the songs? If I click it, it will start playing.
Now, if you had multiple playlists, can you copy or move just by dragging to the left side to the different playlist?
You should be able to, and we can just go ahead and try that. So we can make a new playlist. Oh, maybe I went too fast there. So there's a couple of ways to do a new playlist. I can do it here. There's a button down here called New Playlist. I can click that, or I can go up here, File New Playlist. Whatever is easiest. There's multiple ways of doing it. So we'll add a new playlist. Let's see, class playlist. Whatever you want to name it. Oh, I clicked into it by accident. Okay. So let's say I want to drag this song. So I dragged it in there. So now it's there.
Okay.
And go back. Yep, it's still there. So that's good to know.
Oh, wow.
So you can just drag it
handy
as well. Yep, very handy. And it won't remove it from the playlist either, the previous one. So that's always good to know. Now let's see what else I've got here.
Is it as seamless if you're doing it on your phone?
See, on your phone, you've got a much smaller interface to work with. So I think personally for me, if I do anything on my phone, I don't know if you would see the side like this, to drag it. But I would try it, or you can set it up on your computer. It might just be easier because then you could type, with a full keyboard instead of typing on a smaller setting. I'm not sure.
So if you share or between your desktop and your phone, whatever you set up on your desktop, is it going to show up on your phone the same way or not?
Yes.
For example, if you set up the playlist and did all the typing on your computer, would you then be able to sync with your phone and find everything?
Yes, as long as you're logged into the same account and it both had internet access. So, if internet is kind of wonky somewhere and you were doing some things, it might not sync, but it will because it's on the cloud, it's connected to your account. So it will show up. Now, you just remind me of something though. When let's say you have it playing on your computer or on your desktop and you turn on your phone, you can actually switch between the two and tell it to, which device you want it to play on. Now, I don't have this linked to my phone, so I can't tell you, but the option is usually on the bottom near the player down here, the media bar down here. So that's something that's good to know. And this is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's got a really nice layout. Everything is on the left here. Your playlists are over here. You can go ahead and browse music if you like. They curate lists, which is kind of great. Personally, now that I'm doing grad school, so I just need some kind of music, and they have lo-fi beats, and they have coffee shop music, random stuff you might like. There's also podcasts on the left here. So if
That's
you want
all
to
part
listen,
of Spotify, huh?
yeah,
So
it's linked.
so
Mhm.
it's not just music then.
It is not just music. I assume it's just like they allow podcasts to be hosted on here. So, I like This American Life, and that's certainly on here. So we can search for it. Let's search for one. And again, the search bar is just at the top. Okay, so yep, this is it here. Now I have to admit, I haven't tried adding podcasts to anything. Let's see what the options are. Okay, so you would hit follow, presumably. And let's see. And then, so what I did was I searched for This American Life, which is a podcast, right? And then this is the one I want. And then I right clicked and I hit follow, which is why it says I'm follow right now. Now, if I go to podcasts here, yep, so it's right here. So if you want to save all your favorite podcasts, to listen to, that's where it would go when you save them to follow. And let's see, what else is new? And then one thing is, if you want to share your playlist with somebody else, they do need to have Spotify, so that's kind of the kicker. I think in the past, it used to not be, but now it is. So that has changed since I've used it a couple of years ago. But that's kind of all I have for this workshop. It's really basic stuff here. There's not much you can do, even though it's a lot if you're someone who loves music or you just want to explore other types of music. There's other things I haven't covered, like songs and albums and all that. But you can, feel free to poke around with it. You can't really go wrong. I do want to say, if you choose to link it to Facebook, that's what we have to go over, the privacy options. So let's go do that.
Um,
And I'll talk about
I'm
it a little bit more. Yep.
I'm going to have
Mhm.
to leave. I have an appointment. Um, so thank you
Okay.
very much. This is a good intro, and I'll look into some of the other options. And I guess if you make this available, I can look at the recording
I
of what
will.
you're
I
doing.
will in all its
Okay.
entirety. I will make
Well,
sure to
thank you
send to
very
you. Thanks,
much.
Peter.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Bye bye. Okay. So for privacy options, so you would go under, this arrow here, which is right next to your name. Right now it says Clinton Community Library because that's what I named our account, but you go to the menu, and you would go to settings. And this is where you kind of set your privacy. Let's kind of go over them. If you don't want explicit lyrics, you can always turn that off. This is off and this is on. So the green is on. So we're going to turn it off. Music quality, I haven't really touched music quality. And devices, you probably won't need to do that if you just log in on your phone. Now, down here, social. You may or may not want your playlist public. It's certainly up to you. Just know that when you make them, they're public if this option is checked. So I had them public because I wanted to share ours on our Facebook page, which is why I had it checked off. I recommend that you turn these off if you just want to remain private. You don't need to share your listening activity on Spotify. and you can certainly, start a private session to listen anonymously, because when you connect to Facebook, people might see what you listen to. So that is part of the reason why I don't like to connect the social media accounts. Just something like I want to have control over what I show other people online. And I'm certain a lot of other people might share that same feeling with me. Same thing with your friend activity. If you add any friends via Facebook or Spotify, you can check that on and off. But these are good to just go through so you know what's there. And of course, advertisements, and this is what Peter was asking. You can change your advertising preferences, and let's go and see what that looks like. And we'll look at advanced settings. Maybe this is actually what it is as well. There is a privacy section here. I would recommend you turn this off. There's really no need for more cookies for Spotify to have control of that. It won't really affect you as a user. You can just turn it off. And let me just hop out of here. Okay, it does say we need to restart Spotify for changes to take effect, so keep that in mind. Excuse me, let me just unshare my screen for a second. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. It kind of just went away, but and that was the button I tried to click. Where was that? Okay, so it's the advertisement section here. So if you want to click on there and adjust that, that would be where you would do it. And basically you would again find this under the menu here under settings. So that's it for what I have. Do you have any questions? And let me try to close this. Okay, there we go. Okay. Really a challenge with these web conferencing tools. Okay. So I think all I had after this was to let you all know that handouts are available with everything that I went over, and this recording will be available online. I will upload that to YouTube, and of course there is free tech help with Samantha in person on Saturdays 9 to 1. So it's in person. You can drop in, or you can schedule an appointment if you're more comfortable with that. Or you can also do it online or by phone with her as well, and you would just need to email her at clinton.techhelp@gmail.com to schedule an appointment. And you can always email me at jchin@clintoncommunitylibrary.org, or give me a call and just ask for Jenny. Give the library a call, sorry. So that's kind of all I have, and I will end this presentation. And thank you for coming.